Hi all, today we'll discuss about project related interview questions. So suppose if you selected any company and there they want to assign you some project. So for that also there will be some interview question. Like some interview will happen. So for that we selected some of the client and what type of question they ask. So mostly project related interview questions will be common for most of the company. Like the general term of the questions he will ask like what type of work you have done and all these things related. So we'll discuss one by one. So what all are the project related interview questions and how we will crack this. Suppose if you selected any company and after that you want to assign or company want to assign you some project or some client. So client may ask this type of questions. So mostly it will be this will be happen for this freshers and experience also. So once freshers has selected in any organizations or any company, that time also the project related interview questions will be asked. And experience always this will be because this these all questions will be asked by the experienced people also. So what all are those? So the first thing is like we will discuss in general what is the role of test engineer. Suppose if you are working of any test related things, you are have a test engineer or you are testing the applications or not. So in that cases, in general, what type of role of a test engineer? What is the test engineer role? What you are doing and all? So that things they will ask. And then the next one will be like if if yes, then senior engineer, what is the role and responsibility? Like what is the role of senior test engineer and responsibility? If you'll take undertake, what will be the approach toward new join of your project as a fresher? So these things. And the next question is what all are the role and responsibility of your project? What you are doing on daily basis and what's your responsibility and all. Then the next question they will ask what all are the tools you worked. Either if test engineers can use Eclipse, Auto, IT Cucumbers and all, but others developers can use different tools. So depends on the requirement. Client can ask these things. Some of the client will ask related to Spring Boot, microservices, tools, or Java tools. Depends on the requirement of the client. And they explain the flow of your application. Either you have a Spring Boot application, microservice based architecture application. So explain the flow of your application. What is your flow of that? And then the next question is have you ever given KT on your applications to anyone? If you have given KTs, so what type of things you provided, what how you manage, and either the KT given by you everyone was understanding or not. So these things they will ask, and how you define that things. Can you explain the architectures of that? So these things. And the next question is what will be your approach when you are giving a KT on your applications to someone? What all are the approach you have followed in that time? And the next question is what is data limitation of your project? Is that any data limitations are there or not? If yes, then how you will manage if the cross the data limitations are. And the next question is what were the hurdles you have, how you handle your project if you have faced any issues, then how you are handling the project. So handling this is the handling handling your you face the projects and all. So mostly suppose if you have any issues in this project, how you handle, what are the things you have approached and all. So that things. And then the next question is what was your approach when there was a blockers issues? So suppose if any blockers has came, then what was the approach you made? Like how you resolve that, how you resolve the blockers and all. What did you do it from your side, or maybe some of the seniors help and all. So these things they will ask. And then the next question is manual tester and an automation tester. Suppose if you are from testing background, then they can ask the manual test and automation test. What is that and how we are doing this exercise. And the next question is if you're a developer, then this type of things won't be asked, depends on and the next question is integration process, how integration process will happen. So what all are the following execution purpose is there for the integration purpose. And then how much do you have rate yourself in Selenium, Java and manual testing? So what is that? Suppose if you are working on the Java, so how much you rate? So based on that, they will ask the some questions based on the ratings, based on the resume, whatever you prepared or mentioned in that. So that they based on that they will ask some of the manual testing, Selenium or Java, Spring Boot, microservices. Depends on the requirement of projects or client. And the next question will be like, uh, what will uh, what will you when you when the requirement are constantly changing. So suppose client is giving some requirement and then constantly they are changing the requirement like okay, due to some issue I want to change this customizations, I want to add some new buttons, I want to add some new features and all. So what will happen, suppose if they are doing some continuously changing the requirement, what all are the things you will do, and how you will manage these things. And the next question is, what is burn down chart and what is refactoring agile? So this mostly burn down chart and refactoring is part of agile methodology and term. So why we used and what are the use of agile? Have you worked on agile methodology? Which type of methodology you worked? What all are the sprint you worked? What are the scrum? And then retrospectives and all. So these things they will ask. And then the next question is, what storage do you use to store your result? So mostly or you are developing any applications, customizing the applications where you are storing the code changes and all, how you are doing commit, what all are the life cycles will follow, how bank Jenkins CI/CD will work and all. So these things will be there, and after that we will have to explain the framework of your application. So how you are explaining the framework of your application, either we use a Spring framework or maybe Hibernate or others. So how we are doing that. So these things will be asked by the interviewer related for project interview questions. Once you selected any organization, either faces and experience. So based on that, you need to crack the client round also. Once you will crack the client round, then only they will assign some project. So this is the internal interview questions which will be asked by the client interview, or maybe while you want a project in that time they will ask. Thank you.